Like many of my videos, this one is going to be a lecture as opposed to demonstration, as though in some of the videos, or many I should say, I give you a fairly clear demonstration. I've also assigned you some tasks and assignments, so isn't that fun? But this one's a lecture, so the focus of this video is quick unpacking, or I should say a quick configuration or setup of a new place, new location, new shelter. The aim of any survival situation, in an urban survival situation, be that homelessness, a nuclear holocaust, which isn't so funny or clever, a pandemic, civil war, or anything else, your number one approach to such in terms of how you move and how you set yourself up, so to speak, in various places, is to be swift, organised, capable of moving at a moment's notice. So the idea of going to a new shelter after you no longer have a shelter is to, find the location. You've scouted it, it's fine, you've breached it, you're in there. Now it's to set up, and you want to do that as quickly and efficiently as possible, because in a survival situation, the longer you take, the more you dawdle, the more calories you expend, which are vital. The more time goes by, which can be used in a productive manner. So it pays in a survival situation to be swift for many reasons, as I just highlighted. But it also pays to be swift so you're out of harm's way and you're harder to hit the faster you are. At the same time, that can also be counterintuitive or counterproductive, because you can also be easy to hit if you're too fast, because you may attract attention. It's just how you go about being fast and swift. So think of a Suzuki Swift. If it's speeding down the street at 100 kilometers an hour with a muffler, with music blazing, and it's bright pink, it's not so fucking unnoticeable, is it? Even regardless of how fast and how swift it is. But if it's in the middle of the night, it's a black car, it's got a silenced muffler, no music, if it's flying at 200 k's an hour and not just going slowly so you can notice it, well, your head's that way, and next minute it's that way, and you haven't seen a thing. So that's the two ways of highlighting a swift. Your pack. Now, I've showed you what a pack looks like before, but to give you a revised and thorough understanding of what that should also look like in terms of finding a new place, what you want to do is have an entire kit that's inclusive of everything you could need if you find a new place. And you don't need to live in 5-star luxury. As a matter of fact, you can get by with 1-star luxury. Even though it's not so luxurious, you can get away with that. And my point when I say 1-star luxury is, it's just in your mind. As long as you're comfortable, you can get away with a great night's sleep. So here is how you should do it. Your pack should be large, but not oh so large. You don't want to overpack it. On top of anything I've already told you is necessary in a survival situation, to go from place to place unchecked, or I should say unimpeded, your pack you should include a small sleeping bag. Now, when I mean small, you should be able to compress it even more and fit it in some of those smaller camping bags. You can actually go to Kathmandu, for instance, and buy a zip bag that you can put your stuff in there, and you can compress some sleeping bags to slot into a small one, so you're saving twice to 3 times the space. And again, when I mean small, I mean don't get a double sleeping bag. Just get one that fits your body, is the right sleeping bag, but the smallest one possible. Don't get a child sleeping bag. Get something that you fit in, but get the smallest one possible. And then you want to compact that into a Kathmandu-like bag, so it's like a small laptop parcel, even smaller. You put that at the bottom of the bag, or you put it in the bag where you're most likely to access it through the day. You may not put it in the bottom of the bag. You just pack it right, which I've explained before in another video, I believe. If not, I'll eventually get to that. How to pack your bags properly, which is an art in itself. But you'd include so that's one thing you have to have, a sleeping bag. Then you can have an inflatable pillow. They're not too comfortable, but they're not bad. You can get away with that, at least with the inflatable pillow. If I could show you my one, it's like this. It's as small as my fist. The pack. It's actually so tiny. It's like this small speaker, even smaller, but it's just cushiony. You unroll it, blow it, and it's comfortable. So it's rather comfortable, but it's not the most comfortable. So I prefer a pillow, definitely, but they're larger, so you can get away with that. Again, it saves a lot of space and it's very light. So there you've got your pillow in your sleeping bag. Next, all you need is a sleeping mat. Now, I would say you can fit an entire inflatable mattress in a large pack, but it does add a little bit of weight. I don't know how strong you are, and you don't have to have it. If you can fit it, with all the essential items you have, I'll highlight essential, which I've highlighted in another video, other videos, then you could consider it. And if you're strong enough. So, but you're trying to keep your calories and you're trying to make things as comfortable as possible. So you preferably want to have a lighter sleeping mat as opposed to the inflatable mattress. See, that looks like it's like a bed, isn't it? That's a larger one. And if push came to shove, I could fit that in my large pack, and I'm a very strong bloke. I could cater for that, or I could cope. But for the average person, it's not reasonable. And note too, if my survival situation wasn't homelessness, since that doesn't mean that all society is down and processes are down. There are still woolies, there are still services up. The supply chain isn't down, in other words. Since it's just homelessness, if it wasn't homelessness, since that's all the case, the supply chain is still up, then I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't carry that with me. I'd carry something light, because no matter how strong I am, calories aren't always going to be there when the supply chain's down. So even then, for me, it'll be a small sleeping mat. One that's 190 by 60, 70 centimeters, just enough so it's cushiony and can roll. And that weigh nothing, close to 500 grams. You can actually put that underneath most bags and tie it to it, or some bags come with the thing where you can, not the Velcro, the clips where you can clip it underneath. There are many ways to do it, but you can definitely fit it in most large camping packs, or improvise your bag so it's underneath. There's almost no doubt about that, or at least look for one. So there you've got your bed, sleeping bag, and pillow. 3, and they fit in any pack. They're so versatile. So that's what my pack will look like as I start going from place to place. Now I'll have some extra additions which are my experience specific. I might have a few camping tools in there, this and that, but I've highlighted the essential items and what you should have in other videos, or what you can get away with too in particular circumstances, I believe. If I haven't, I'll go over that again. So there's a lot of work on this channel. It's continuously progressive. It's not just progressive for a couple of months and yep, it's sweet, it's done. There's a lot of things, even for the very best. And I'm telling you, when it comes to urban survival, not wilderness, you're talking to the very best. So even for people with that great experience in urban survival, I've always got stuff to learn. Anyone who says otherwise is a fucking... I'm not going to say what they are. You have to go on my personal channel to hear me say obscene things, but this one I have to act a little bit more professional. That's anybody who pretends to be professional. And that's it, the road has ended, they know everything. No. Look at David Canterbury, for instance. Perfect model. He knows everything there is to wilderness survival. He could probably pull a wombat out of his ass singing with a harmonica full of fucking goodies. That's how good he is. But he still doesn't carry on like he knows everything. That's a champion. That's a heart of a wilderness champion. So that's the way you've got to look at all things being taught to you from the person teaching you. So there will come times that I clarify things and I may give you a better way of doing it. Doesn't mean that what I've said is sort of redundant or not good. I can pretty much vouch that everything I've said thus far is very applicable to any situation and very good stuff, but you get my point. So back to this bag. With your bag, you've got, as I was saying, I carry those extra tools that are the bar. I've explained to you what you can get away with in some instances, but just focus on the essentials I've covered in the other videos. Pretty sure I have. And in this video, what I'm telling you. And to be swift, it's very simple. You've got your sleeping gear, those three things. And then from that, a quick configuration of a new site is having, in a homeless situation or when the power's up, for instance, because remember, in homelessness, most of the grid is up, and in many other situations, urban survival situations, the grid is still up. I apologise if I'm lisping a little bit. I've got a little thing in my tongue. It's not a big ulcer, it's a small one. I always get it, but rarely do I get it when I make videos. So, quick configuration of any new place is a matter of what I've just told you, what I've just spoken about, the small foam rolly thing, the mat, which you'll find from any Kathmandu store or any good camping store. They'll tell you what it is immediately. It's usually blue, but it comes in different colours. They're very comfortable. It's like a yoga mat, but it's thicker and it's one you sleep on. And told you what inflatable pillow you can get, as well as sleeping bag, and that's all nice and compact. With just that, you've pretty much got a bag that can fit 80 to 90% more stuff if you do it properly, proper big camping bag. And in that, you've probably only got pushing a kilo at most, because sleeping bags don't weigh much. And with the mat, probably 750 to 900 grams. And then, as I was saying, in most urban survival situations, electricity is still going to be up, so you might keep one power adapter, one power bus with 4 outlets. You don't have to, it's not essential, but in any case, you probably will have chargers for your laptop, for a phone, etc. So, new place, undo the mat, put it out, lay your sleeping bag there, inflate your pillow, ready to go. Next thing, plug everything in, bang, ready to go. Food, which you'll have in your bag, or bags, because remember, you've got your pack on, you've still got room, or you can still carry bags in each hand, so you always want to even the load. Even if you can carry something with one hand, don't always have 2 bags. Trust me, you probably missed this I don't think anybody's ever covered that actually in urban survival videos, but when you're doing things with 2 arms, when you're walking with 2 arms, you're balancing the load as opposed to it being imbalanced, and you're actually slightly saving energy by doing that, and your momentum's just going forward. You're not compensating all the time, and it's ergonomically easy. You're more comfortable, so you do it more pleasantly. So even if it's light, have the habit of having 2 bags, walking with 2 bags. So have the 2 bags, and in each bag they're your food packs and water packs. See, water here, water there, food that you're going to eat through the day, and that's it. You're walking about. Obviously, when you're in action mode and you can't hold stuff in your hands, you're doing you're climbing and all sorts of stuff and investigating, then you don't do that. You carry it in your bag, or you leave it in a particular place where it's not going to be taken, or even the place you're temporarily staying in if it's safe. So that's what you do immediately. You unpack those things and you limit your bag to a smaller bag if possible. No bag is part of a bigger bag. It's all one bag, and I can unzip that. So when I can unzip that from the main bag, so when I decide to only carry the essentials after I've unpacked everything to sleep on, it's even lighter again. So in that, I'm only going to carry my laptop, fucking some tea bags, some cooking essentials, and that's it. And I can go anywhere around Australia with that and survive, because I know what to do with them. And keep something else, keep all my other stuff elsewhere. I don't need to take that with me all the time. So understand that swiftness is gospel when it comes to urban survival and how you do it. So again, desirably, the things you want to take to these new shelters are your sleeping stuff, your essential electricals, and any food and water stuffs. You always keep essential clothes in your pack. Now, whether you have to take them, again, you probably don't. You can keep them in the main bag. So I'm trying to form this idea of swiftness, which I'm sure I've highlighted in another video I made, like such as my PlayStation Entertainment Urban Survival Pack. It's the fundamental that's there. It's just 1 minute, there's nothing in the room. Next minute, bang, 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 bang. It's all streamlined. It's all clockwork stuff. That's the whole idea. You're in, out, bang, bang, bang. There's no fucking around, no fucking about. And that's how you've got to treat it. So I'm not going to go further in depth in terms of what every single thing you should carry. But the concept of this video is being swift, being able to unload your stuff very quickly, and when you leave, therefore you're able to pack it just as fast. It's just a matter of rolling the mat under the bag, compressing the sleeping bag in that little zip bag, uninflating the pillow, or deflating the pillow, putting it in its fucking, not wrapper, in its packaging, and bang, bang, bang. It's all streamlined stuff, all clockwork. And that's your sleeping stuff. You've got to have that mentality. That's sleeping stuff. That's food and water stuffs. That's clothing stuffs. This is where it's going to be during the day. This is where this is. And it's just out, in, out, in. You getting my point? So that's on top of the essential items I said you should carry in another video. So once you know what should be in your main pack when you're going from place to place, that's everything. And what bags you should carry in terms of food stuffs and water stuffs is sweet, because you're at your new place. Then you can decide what stays at that new place, or what can be stored somewhere else just for the meantime, and then you can go out and venture exploring, doing your thing with a very ultralight pack. You're not going to do that with everything. You don't need to. You just carry the essential items that you must keep on you, that you wouldn't want stolen, because sleeping bag, mat, pillow, clothes get stolen, what do you fucking do? Even if you're in a homeless situation, they're $50 to $100 to replace. You sort of don't want your laptop to be stolen, personal stuff on it mostly, and they can cost $1,000 or so. So be smart with what you stow. That's also the mentality you've got to have. And you want to limit what kind of expensive stuff you have when you're in such a situation anyway. You don't need to have expensive, savvy stuff when you're living an urban survival life, for whatever reason that is, whatever you're experiencing. So think about the concept of this video very carefully. Swiftness, capacity to unpack and pack, streamlined stuff. That's all you need. I want you to have this image in your mind of a room that has nothing in it, or a house that has nothing in it, and then you able to put your whole bag and other bags, the food bags I was talking about, on the bench, and then just go, yep, I already know where everything is. It's just immediately sleeping stuff comes out, bang, in the bedroom I already chosen to sleep in. And the food stuff, yep, in that cold corner, because you want to put it in the freshest place possible so it doesn't go off. It's hard if there's no fridge, but you want to put it in the coolest place in the house. Other stuff, yep, this stuff I'm not going to take with me during the week. I'll store that there. I'll store that in this cupboard. I'll store that fucking there or under this or in that, whatever. Main pack, yep, I'm going to keep all my goods there that I'm always going to carry on me. Outside, inside, wherever. Yep, it's all in there. And in under 5 minutes, because that's what it takes me, believe it or not, you'd actually flip out at how fast I get this and all that ready. Let's be fair, in under 10 minutes, for all this, in under 10 minutes, I can have everything unpacked. Because it's how clockwork like I've made this urban survival system like. It's just phenomenal. I know that everything is in classifications, because let's be blunt, even though everything is related to in life somehow in some way, everything is nonetheless classified too. So the classifications aren't unnecessary divisions. So yep, that's bedding stuff, because that's what it is. And bang. Okay, that's my fan stuff. I need it next to my bed because I don't want to be fucking cold. Bang! That's where that goes. This is this house here that I'm at. This is my circumstance. There's my exercise stuff. Bang, in that cupboard. Because when I go from place to place, when I make that move, fuck, I can... my pack is jam-packed because of how much I can carry and how far I can walk with that. I can probably walk with a 50 to 100 kilo pack for fucking 30 Ks. And that's not an understatement. Overstatement. With shit in my hand. So I've got all my exercise stuff in my hand. I'm wobbling about down the road, and yet finally banging in the place I've scouted already. That's my move from place to place. But all this you see, I will be shocked if it's anything over 10 minutes. I won't be surprised if it's under 5 minutes it takes me to unpack all this. So that's the idea, being very swift. In just a matter of time, you've sort of unleashed an entire house of contents, all your stuff. And it's like watching a spaceship come from outer space and unpack itself in all these transformer-like technology. It brings it to life, and that's the concept I have in my mind when I do this stuff like this, probably from all the cartoons I watched as a kid. It's like watching a house become a transformer. All of a sudden there's a bed, there's a fan, there's this, there's that. Where the fuck did all this come from? Under 5 minutes, 10 minutes at latest. So have that mentality. Understand that.